You're watching the pregame show with Jed and Jethro. Sit back and enjoy these crazy guys. Texas Tea.
Welcome to Bulldog Live, right here on the third floor of the press box, Bulldog Stadium. My partner, Alan Teague, you all know him, Principal Jason McConnell, Bubba Mack, Jed and Jethro coming here with you. Guys, this couldn't get a better view than this.
No, I'm telling you.
Beautiful.
I'm telling you, I can see people crabbing out there on the rocks.
There's nothing like sitting higher than a ship out there on the water.
Right.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Yes, sir.
You can see that multi-purpose center coming up pretty quick.
It is.
Boy, that it is.
that's one of
That
those-
crane did do some metal hanging over some iron hanging over the week.
1 week, and we're about a third, almost 2/3 of the way up with steel. If you're driving around campus, check it all out. You can pull down by the new tennis courts and see all the new buildings as they're coming up. The only thing that's not standing right now is the math and science. It's right beside the new CTE building. You can drive around over there and check it out. It'll be up. We pour next Thursday. That facility will be standing probably in the next 2 weeks.
They're actually hanging iron as we speak right now.
They are. You can see them. I tell you, that crane is not taking much of a break except for the fog and the darkness.
Gotcha.
And that's where they have been right there.
Yeah.
Well, we want to thank everybody for tuning in. You know, last week, Deer Park here, we were out on the field. It was a great atmosphere. This week, I don't know what we're going to see, but we've got some other important information we want to run by real quick. Our girls volleyball played Monday, first round of the playoffs, got knocked out.
Man, took it on the chin.
They did. I got to talk to Kaylee and a couple other ladies, and they knew that they were up against a squad.
Right.
I think
right.
Kingwood's going to be one of those that's going to come in late in the. I'd say they go at least to the fourth, maybe fifth round of the playoffs.
Yeah.
They're going to be in really good shape. You know,
Much stronger than our district foes.
they were.
Yeah.
They were. You know, Deer Park off this year. They weren't as.
Yeah. No, they weren't as strong as they've been in the past.
Yeah.
You know.
And that's a swing that we haven't seen in a long time.
Right.
It's a huge swing. The other sports that we're going to talk about tonight is the girls and boys cross country. The regional was last week.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Our girls side is, I just went blank. What's her name?
Kelsey Ramirez.
Kelsey Ramirez.
Good
she
job,
plays,
Coach. Yeah.
and she's going to go to state.
Wow.
Ryan Shoppy, which we'll see in just a little while, he came in 8th in the boys. He placed. I think we were 12th.
Yes.
Overall?
Yeah.
12th
Okay.
overall in
Yeah.
regionals, which is outstanding.
Right.
I think that's, if I'm not mistaken, it puts us up there probably to the point to where that's the highest we've ever, in an overall placement.
Gotcha.
And Ryan may be the highest placement we've had in regional in a long time.
That coach is doing a good job recruiting these kids, getting them in there to perform for him.
You know,
That's impressive.
one of the things that you get to see living around here in the early mornings, you drive down old 146 or Broadway, and you see these.
See them on the long sidewalk, on the wide sidewalk.
They are
Yeah.
Out there.
You see the boys run by, then you see Coach Richburg with
On his bike.
on his bike and his, I don't know what kind of hat that is. It's bigger than a sombrero.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you see, that's all they do.
In a kolache.
Yes.
All right.
And Ramirez was out yesterday. She had 2 ladies pacing her, so she was running the mile against 2 ladies. So the first lady would get with her, they would run 2 laps. The next girl would go in to pace her out. She was out pacing both of them.
Yeah.
It was amazing
Wow.
watching her work
Yeah,
yesterday.
that's impressive.
Well, and my understanding with Kelsey is she's been offered a full ride from HBU, Houston Baptist. She's been offered a partial scholarship from Stephen F. Austin. And she was hoping after the performance at regionals that they were going to change that to a full scholarship because that's where she wants to go.
Okay.
So I haven't heard if they've
Lumberjack.
made a full scholarship or not.
You know,
Yeah.
her going to state, I talked to Coach Bunny, and we were talking about where she needed to be. Her 5K time needed to be around about 16 minutes, somewhere in that area. I don't know if I can drive a 5K that fast, to tell you the truth. That in my, that's almost a little under 6 minute mile, is it not?
Yeah.
I'd have to get out my calculator to figure it out.
Well,
that's
yeah,
a little under
that's-
6-minute mile there.
That's 3 miles, yes, sir.
Yeah. So, that was outstanding. We got to watch some of the videos that we did the last couple of weeks at some of the meets, and then we get to see them do this. That's outstanding for LaPorte ISD to have someone in there. They were going up against some top-notch
Well,
clubs.
you know
in
they
the
do,
region.
especially when you get over to that northwest side of Houston and Sugar Land area. I mean, you get against some.
I'm always surprised how well we do, considering how small we are in enrollment
Yes.
Right,
versus
right.
other schools.
Yes.
That is
school
true.
Districts and things like
That
that.
is true.
Always seem to come through and
There
hang
is
with the big dogs.
talent every year in these programs here at LaPorte. It's amazing.
We speak about the talent. We go up against schools that have 4,000, 4,500 kids in it. Here we are with 22, 23, 2,400 kids. People don't realize how we really stack up in that,
Well,
in
we're
that category.
some years we're almost borderline that we could step back to 5A, correct?
We
yeah.
have.
Oh, we
We've
get
been
close
there.
sometimes.
Yeah.
I tell you what, let's take a quick break. We're going to see the Ryan Shoppy interview, and we're going to take a commercial break. We'll come back and we'll talk about last week's football game.
All right.
Howdy, my name is Jeff Martin, and I am the president of LaPorte Education Foundation Board of Directors. We are a public charity that has been going strong for 23 years. We work together with LaPorte ISD to expand opportunities for all LaPorte ISD students and their teachers. Thanks to the generosity of our community and many people such as yourself, LaPorte Education Foundation has awarded more than $1.8 million to LaPorte ISD for innovative educational projects that have an impact on classrooms and school campuses. Students benefit from the new approaches to teaching and advanced programs that stimulate learning. Teachers benefit from resources that are available to subsidize their creative ideas that might otherwise go unfunded. The community benefits by having a quality educational system that is preparing students to become future leaders. We would love to have your help. If you want to learn more about the LaPorte Education Foundation or join us in our efforts to enhance education for all students in LaPorte ISD, go to www.lpisdef.org. And remember, go Bulldogs.
At Amity Bank, we know what money is. It's energy, it's passion, and confidence. Money is fuel. Fuel that turns an abandoned lot into a gathering place. An idea, or a dream into jobs and bigger dreams. Money is the fuel that grows business, and in turn, creates communities. And Amity Bank is committed to fueling a brighter, stronger, better Texas future.
With LP Sportsnet, and today we're here with cross-country state qualifier Ryan Shoppy. First, congratulations on advancing to state meet.
Thank you.
Placing 8th out of 200 runners, what does it feel like achieving this milestone as a freshman?
I mean, it's been my goal all year, and I've been working hard, so I'm pretty excited about it.
Your time last week was 16 minutes and 22 seconds, the only freshman to qualify in 6A division. What is your training routine like? What did you have to do to get to this point?
Me and my team run 2 quality workouts, which is like mile repeats and intervals every weekend, just mileage, and my team's been there for me the whole year, so I'm pretty grateful for it.
You'll be running against 150 other high school students November 12th in Round Rock. What are your expectations for running in the Hill Country? Will it change the way you run?
I don't think it'll change the way I run. I'm just going to go out there and run hard, and my goal is to run under a 15:30 5K, so.
Well, thank you for your time, Ryan, and good luck at state.
Ooh, that's impressive.
The only freshman in 6A in the state to qualify for state.
Yeah.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
8th out of
Finished
200.
8 out of 200 runners.
Wow.
8th out of 200. Great job. That is the nephew of Todd Shoppy, of the principal of the high school. Y'all have heard that before. That's who that is right there. Guys, we're going to segue right on into last week's game. We got the opportunity, all three of us got to sit up there and watch the game together.
Yeah.
The first half was kind of scary.
It was, yeah, they actually made a ball game out of it. Pasadena Memorial made a ball game out of that first half.
Yeah, Pasadena scored a touchdown on the very first play of the game.
Yeah. That was a, what, 80-yard run
Almost
from?
78, 80 yards, yes.
Yeah.
And, yeah, we just didn't look like we were in rhythm.
Right.
I don't know if we, as a coach, you always worry about that post-Deer Park lull.
That letdown,
that's
yeah.
exactly what
Yes, sir.
It's hard to get those emotions back up the way it was the week previously.
And and I think in our post game we talked about that. We touched on that about let's not have a letdown when we get into these last 2 games of the district.
The Deer Park headache.
The Deer Park headache.
That's what it was. You see that at every level,
Yeah.
including the professional level. You see that after a major rivalry game at the college level. And it was a Saturday morning. They got up here at about 8 o'clock. They had breakfast. Some of the kids probably never eat breakfast, and some that should have didn't eat breakfast. They had to go through that.
And
it was
we're
a lull.
not used to that.
No.
We're used to playing Friday nights.
Yes.
Pasadena
Friday night.
schools, they're used to Thursday night, Friday night, or
Saturday morning.
afternoon.
Yeah.
They're used to that kind of schedule.
Yep.
You're right.
And,
You're right, Coach.
We looked. We were flat.
Yeah.
Came
Yeah.
out, we were flat.
Came
But
out.
then something miraculous happened.
Yeah.
There was a halftime.
I don't know if the lights went out.
I don't know what. I tell you what though, we talk about halftime adjustments. We've said this a lot.
Right.
I think this week was halftime speech.
Yeah.
And later in the game, we're going to have that halftime speech for us.
Uh-oh.
You and I, we're going to bring it to the crowd.
Okay.
And we're going to have that.
We're not going to
halftime-
reenact it,
We're
are
not
we?
going to no, it won't be a
Okay.
reenactment, but we're going to have a little special.
Yeah, because we like being on the air.
Yes.
We
yes.
we don't want to be banned.
Yes, we don't want to do that. But there's something else that we did this week. And I haven't told y'all, y'all haven't seen it. No one
I
outside
just
the
been
booth.
seeing that smile on your face over and over and over.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to watch the most interesting man in the world.
Yeah.
Let's see it right now.
At least in LaPorte.
For the first time in LPSportsNet.com's history, the man, the myth, the legend, Coach Jeff LaRoe. Coach, thanks for joining me in the booth. You're kind of overdressed today.
I think so.
Coach, you've got Dobie coming into the house tonight. The district's already sewed up. First round playoff game next week, 7 o'clock.
I think so.
All right. Next thing that we have to make sure we do tonight is beat Dobie. Keep those big guys off the field. Run over through. I don't see anything that we can't win. What do you think?
That's the ticket.
All right, Coach. Well, I appreciate this interview. Thank you very much, and we'll see you out on the field.
That's the ticket. Appreciate you guys.
Yeah, I'm going to die after that. I told you that we were going to.
That was a surprise. you know?
For the last 2.5 years, we've begged for an interview.
Uh-huh.
And y'all know Coach LaRoe just as well as I do. That's never going to happen. He's not going to step in front of it, so we did the next best thing. I can't wait till this gets out and everybody sees it. I just want y'all to know that it was blackmail involved in this when I stepped up here. I didn't know what was happening either.
Yeah.
Don't make any excuses. Just own it. Just own it. You're trying to deflect it now. Just own it.
Oh, man.
But
I will say this. I talked to him after the game Saturday.
yeah.
I said, so what happened at halftime? He said, they got it from Coach Whiteley, and they got it from Coach Frick, and then they got it from me.
Yeah.
While we were sitting up there, we talked about Coach Whiteley. Coach Whiteley was very animated on the sideline.
He was.
He moved up and down the sideline more than he normally does, especially that first half. We come out the second half after the speeches.
And if you couldn't hear him on the sidelines, you were deaf.
You could. Yeah.
He was there.
Oh yeah. You could feel the difference as they came out.
Yeah.
We didn't run out on the band or do anything wrong this time. And, So
Can we give a shout out to the junior high bands?
we can't. I was
Hey,
going
good
to.
idea,
I was going
Coach.
to.
That's an excellent point.
Miss Boothman and Mr. Poe, the directors for the junior highs, Lomax and LaPorte, they did an outstanding job.
They did.
That they did.
There was
that
some
had to be a
times
treat for them.
They were
so
loud, and I mean, they played. They sounded great.
They played
did.
all 4 quarters. They took a break at halftime, came back in, did what I was very proud of them.
I tell you what, they didn't miss a beat. I tell you, they performed excellent. I mean, better than anyone could expect. Which they know they're good. Their teachers know they're good, and man, that's a good point, Coach.
Okay.
They did a great job.
Outstanding job. So that game ends up we take that game pretty handedly. You know, that was for the district championship.
Yep.
We are now going to be the district champion. We will be Division II.
Right.
That game decided that.
41 second half points.
Yes.
Yeah.
21 points very fast.
28 in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
I had to take my shoes off.
Yes, it went
We
quick.
scored on every offensive possession.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Forced turnover.
Yes.
Got the ball, punched it in.
Unbelievable. Yeah, that's what we were looking for, right?
Austin Upshaw was a man on a mission in that second half. I mean, evidently he heeded what they had to say, whatever was said in there. I would tell you what LaRoe told me, but this is a children and a G-rated program.
Well, I'll tell you what. Foster Hillborn kept us in the game in the first half. He kicked a 49-yard field goal.
49, a high school athlete, 49-yard field goal.
Yeah, I was watching my alma mater last night miss 2 inside 30.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about sending that message and that film on up there to explain to them that we got high school kids that are kicking 20 yards farther or 15 yards farther than what you're missing. So that's a key. And I'm going to tell you, we're going to get back to Foster in a little while.
Right.
When we look at key players. This week's game, Dobie comes in. Dobie has to win this ball game to make it a two-way tie for 4th place. The Longhorns come in 3-6. They've kind of started in a good position and kind of fell off in the middle, kind of fell off late. We know that they're big. We know they're fast. They're going to have a depth problem.
They lost to South Houston.
They lost to South Houston, and everybody was they just didn't know what had happened. What just happened to them.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's where they were right there. I tell you, let's go to our offense and defensive starters for tonight's ball game, and then we'll go up with our team stats, and then we'll go to a commercial break. We got our
Ethan King, Rizzuto Elementary. Hernan Garcia, Rizzuto Elementary.
Zachary Morales, Rizzuto Elementary.
Sharif Muhammad, College Park Elementary.
Ryder Ray, Bayshore Elementary. The Beat.
Damian Phillips, LaPorte Elementary. Jaden McConnell, LaPorte Elementary.
Hunter Hebert, College Park Elementary.
Austin Upshaw, LaPorte Elementary.
Captain Busby, Junior Reed Elementary.
Cobra Jones, LaPorte Elementary.
Ryan Kinzer, Heritage Elementary.
Isaiah Washington, LaPorte Elementary.
Noah Schweitzer, Crockett Elementary.
Trent Saltese, Lomax Elementary.
Davion Crawford, LaPorte Elementary.
Mason Lee, College Park Elementary.
Brett Bim, Rizzuto Elementary.
Noah Ashworth, Heritage Elementary. Logan Nichols, Alamo Elementary.
Noah Browder, Van Gordon Elementary. Tor Bernard, San Jacinto Elementary.
Wow, Danny, things sure have changed since we were on this field.
Yes, they have, but some things haven't, and that's Gringo's commitment to quality and community.
We invite all Bulldog fans to come out and join us at Gringo's after our home games. We'll be open till 11 p.m. to serve you.
Go Dogs!
Go Dogs!
You think I can still fit in this?
Copeland Signs. This family-owned and operated business has served the LaPorte and Houston area for nearly 20 years. They specialize in signs, banners, and vehicle graphics to get your business noticed. No job is too big or too small.
And we support all LaPorte ISD sports.
Stop by to discuss your project with the crew today.
All right.
Welcome back. We're going to go real quick to team stats.
Yep.
We're going.
I tell you what, I like that shirt you got on, Coach Mack. I've always admired that.
He's probably the only one that can get both of them on there, too. That's the thing about it.
Yeah.
There's the team stats for you right there. Yeah, guys, it's going to be a little lopsided today. Last week, we put up some numbers in the second half.
Yes.
That's all it was. One of the things that sticks out a whole bunch to me, 434 average yards on offense for us, for Dobie, 334, and they're near the middle bottom of our conference in defense.
Yeah.
Our stats leaders this week, I'm going to call these off to you real quick. Austin Upshaw is leading in passing now. He's got 1,193 yards. His rushing stat, and I just want to point this out, he's at 949 now.
He's close.
Needs 51 yards to have 1,000 on the ground, 1,000 in the air.
Yeah.
Well, looking at those stats down there, we might be testing that rush defense.
Right.
It is, and that's one of those things. Their rush defense is almost double anybody else's.
Well, you know, you look at that number and you can see why they only gave 863 yards passing, because everybody wanted to run against them.
That's exactly right.
Bus drivers, everything's running against them.
That's exactly right. You know, someone else that's moved up in the stats of District 22 6A, Kevin Busby, is actually a couple of tenths off of Ethan Plunkett from Deer Park in the receiving area. But in the rushing category in our stats, we have Austin, Cobra, we have Kevin, and we have Zyree George all in the top 15 rushers. And when you see that stat right there of 2687, that's pretty impressive.
That is some punishing yards right there.
Especially in the teams that we've played, the Tascasita, Springs, Brook, they had pretty good defenses.
Yeah.
To where we are there.
You know, the two of those are playoff teams. I don't know what Brooks going to do, but
they're on the bubble.
They're right there at it.
Tonight.
So
tonight's ball game, our key players starting off tonight, we're going to talk about what we were talking about earlier. Foster Hillborn. Coach, you know, you said it first.
It is an asset to have a leg like that you can put in. Like, for example, last week's game when our drive stalled, but you knew, hey, his range is pretty much unlimited. I mean,
yeah.
And
What'd you say that one kick was?
49.
49 yards, high school kicker.
If he misses it, then the opposition's going to have great starting field position.
Right at midfield, yeah.
And so, I mean, talk about confidence, but he's earned it.
Yeah.
You know, and talking, you and I talked last week. He kind of was upset after a kick, goes down the field, and he's trying to make the tackle out
he's
there.
Throwing his body around trying to make a tackle. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was unhappy with the kick, like you said. You could tell it. You called it, and he went down there trying to make the play to keep it from being, you know, them getting any kind of decent return.
The other thing I want to run real quick on Foster Hillborn, he is the scoring leader of the district. He's got 44 PAT kicks and 6 field goals for a total of 62 points. Overall scoring, he's 5th. They kind of do the numbers a little bit different than normal, but he would be the scoring leader. The next player on our list is Sergio, our punter.
He's a game changer. When I say that, he flips the field in a heartbeat.
He does.
You know, I wish we had a stat on how many kicks he had that he's had stopped inside the 10.
Yes.
Because, you know, some of the interviews that Coach LaRoe has done, he brings up being able to flip the field on opposing teams with his kicking game. And anytime Coach brings that up time and time again, man, what another asset, as you said. Right. I mean, wow.
You know, we watched almost an entire 2 games over at Pasadena where the game was right in front of us the whole time.
Yeah.
Because he kicked the ball. It didn't matter. If we did stall, he flipped the field to where they were inside their side of the field the whole game. We watched that. He's been an asset. We're gonna miss those 2 right there because it is senior night. Both of those. Our next one, Austin Upshaw. You said it. He became an animal in that second half of last week.
Man on a mission.
There's not much more else that we can say about him.
The kid's got broad shoulders. You know, he's willing to take the team on it. But you know, Austin Upshaw knows that them big men up front will get him to where he needs to be. And when he starts following those big men and those pancake blocks, you know, he can break it for his size. He's got some speed.
Yes, and he does, and that helped last week. He kind of was misreading a few early.
Yeah.
They finally just went with the go.
Yep.
You know, pulling the quarterback. To me, it changed the way he looked at the game.
But you know what? Well, also what I saw in that second half, I think we all saw it. That line and that backfield blocking was just. There's nothing better than that. I mean, those guys were just.
Yep. Well, you don't
they
get
were
those,
laying folks out. I mean,
you don't get those rushing stats we have
That's
without
right.
having a
That
solid
is
line.
right. That supporting cast is
and
where it's all at.
those guys
I don't
up
care
front.
if it's passing or running. Without those, you do not move along.
That's right. Our last player, I threw him up there. We've not talked a whole lot about Isaac McKnight this year. I tell you, last week, it really it solidified what we were seeing. He's not a starter, but he does start sometimes. He doesn't play a whole lot, but then he plays a lot. He's in that platoon of those three that come in and out with Washington and Kinzer and Switzer.
Yeah.
This young man last week stood out to me because I'm telling you, every play in that second quarter and second half, he was around the ball.
Right.
He'd
Kind
come
of like Terrell Bernard.
That's right.
He
You know,
just- his name was called. Isaac's
was.
name was called. I mean, he was a ball hog. He found the ball somewhere.
You know, we could put up the same 5 kids every week. You know,
Yeah,
we have
could.
blocking,
Right.
we have, you know, Terrell is top notch.
Yeah.
There's no question about that. Austin's going to he's going to be a key to the game every time because he's the one running the ship. That's the key there. The other two have been impressive all year long. They've been impressive for the last 2 years. It's going to be a big void when these seniors leave us this year.
Boy, no doubt about it.
You know, it is senior night tonight,
and big number 88.
That's right.
He goes,
He's going to go.
I'll tell you what.
It's going to be a big
He clears
difference.
the way. He
It
takes
is.
2 people out of play. He'd take more if they'd get in front of him, but they just they run away from him.
Well, you know, we talk about this seriously because, you know, one of my keys to the game to Deer Park was if he's going to stand up straight, they're going to have him be in for a long night. Well, again, this past week, Memorial did not try to make that pile.
Right.
Chop him,
And they got run
him
over.
down. Yeah.
I don't know how many pancake or ear hole shots that Jaden had when he come around the corner, and they're not trying to make that pile. I don't think that's going to happen tonight. I think we're going to see some of that because they know we're going to run the ball out of them.
That's right.
And we'll see where that happens there.
And you know, you made the comment, our offensive coordinator came from school we played last week.
That's right.
He was over there for a period of time, run the same kind of offense. You know, when you practice against that offense every day of the week, but you know what? They don't have the line and they don't have the backfield blocking that we have.
No.
I don't think there's many folks in this South Texas area that has that kind of talent as we do. You know, when those kids really want to get into it.
Yep.
You know, they started off slow last week, but man, they opened it up that second half, and it was just fun to watch.
So, guys, for where we go from here, who is next? Next week, right here, Bulldog Stadium, 7 o'clock. We don't know who we're going to play yet.
Yeah.
There are 4.
Still up in there.
That's right.
Scenarios,
There's 4 conferences around us that they're still battling. 2 of the conferences around us are still battling for Division I and Division II. If you're not familiar with that, Division I are the bigger schools, the more populated schools. Division II is where we're going to be. We're the lowest. I mean, we're the lowest population. Smallest population. We're always going to be
6, 7,
there.
8 in that district.
One thing that I want, you know, we want to make sure, you know, you're going to make sure every year. Right. Katie's not in it.
They're
North
up at
Shore's
number
not
one
gonna be
now.
in
Yeah.
it. You know,
Manville's not in it.
Manville's not going to be in
Yeah.
it. So you start looking at what we have and where we're going. Here's the thing for the first round. Kingwood, Sterling, Summer Creek, and Channelview are all 4 tied for 3rd and 4th place.
Yeah, it's
Summer Creek's got to play North Shore. What do you think about that one?
Wow.
They're out.
Yeah, they're done.
Yeah.
They're done. So that leaves
North
us.
Shore didn't show up.
That's right.
Yeah,
I mean,
the bus doesn't start.
if the bus doesn't get them over there, then we might be interested to see what happens.
Yeah.
Kingwood took care of business last night, beat CE King 41-7,
Right.
blew them out of the water. There was nothing left on that one. Here's where it gets tricky. Over at Stallworth at 7 o'clock, and we're going to keep an eye on it during the game.
Right.
Channelview Sterling play. Sterling beat Kingwood. Kingwood beats Channelview. Channelview wins.
That's some muddy water.
It is, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Channelview wins, we play Kingwood.
Yeah.
If Sterling wins, we play Sterling.
Yeah.
That's how it sets up now.
Okay.
We don't want to go any farther because it gets really muddy.
And you know, Sterling has been a district foe in the past for
a long time.
Yeah, yeah, and we've laid an egg against them before, but we've also beat up on them. So,
yep.
Not anything that we hadn't seen before.
That's right. So here's what we have: senior night tonight. They'll start at about 6 o'clock. You're watching this now. We're going to go right into the senior walk. It'll be the Chados, the band, the cheerleader, the football players.
Right.
They'll go and do theirs. The trainers will go in there.
Good point.
You'll get to see that. We'll come back to you. Alan and I will be in the booth. Coach Mack will be on the sideline, and we'll be with you after the kickoff. We appreciate you watching the pregame show, and we'll see you at kick time.
Yes, sir.
At Amagi Bank, we know what money is. It's energy, it's passion, and confidence. Money is fuel. Fuel that turns an abandoned lot into a gathering place. An idea, or a dream into jobs and bigger dreams. Money is the fuel that grows business, and in turn, creates communities. And Amagi Bank is committed to fueling a brighter, stronger, better Texas future.